This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, a little bit slow there. How are you? I am, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Clay, Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take all in one take for Wednesday night, April the 19th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I know I got to get through my intro, but I did want to acknowledge right away. I had the chat open before I started, and I see the bad news that Carol shared. So Carol, know that we have your back. I will give you a call over the weekend if that's okay. And yes, I want to hear more. I want to hear more from you directly. If you're the praying type, send some prayers up for Carol. If you're the good thoughts type, those count as well. But yes, Carol, thank you for being here. And if this helps you tonight, get through some of the pain or get through some of the news, then we are happy to be here for you, Carol. So yes, and know that we love you very much. You're a very important part of this community. And I hope that you are still in the chat, because I didn't get a chance to greet you before I started the show. So Carol, please say hello if you're still there. Otherwise, I'll find you on the weekend, and you are in our thoughts and our prayers for sure. Hard turn, but show must go on at the same time. So moderators, do what you need to do. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for being here, and thank you for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I don't take you for granted. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here, thank you. I always appreciate you. I never take you for granted. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like the video. There's 40 of you in here, which is great, but only 4 likes. I think we should bump that up a little bit for sure. So 4 likes. Let's bump that up. If you want to leave a donation, if you want to gift a membership, become a member, upgrade your membership, you're welcome to do all of those things. You can also rate and review if you're listening on a podcast platform. I'm going to talk about Elias Pettersson, the defenseman. I'm going to talk about the Abbotsford Canucks. I'm going to talk about the NHL playoffs, and then I'll turn it over to all of you. Let's give a shout out to Lucas. Thank you, Lucas, for the donation. $5, $50 donation from Lucas Gates, the legend himself. Busy night for sports. Abbey Canucks, Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas, etc. Like, sub, and become a member. Hashtag Carol Strong. Absolutely. Thank you, Lucas, for that donation. And more importantly, thank you for the well wishes to Carol. Appreciate that. So the Canucks were in the news today. They signed their second Elias Pettersson to a contract, a 3-year entry-level contract. I'm just looking it up right now. But this was the young man that we drafted in last year's draft. Here we go. Signed Elias Pettersson to a 3-year entry-level contract. So he played in the World Juniors. He played in the SHL, the Swedish Hockey League. And then he's 6'2", 185 pounds. And we drafted him in the 3rd round, 80th overall in last year's entry draft. So we had the Karamaki in the 1st round, and then we had Elias Pettersson in the 3rd round. Everyone who sees this guy play said he's very calm. He's kind of like he's not afraid to play like I don't want to say a rugged type of game, but he's certainly sturdy. He's not going to pound people. He's not like that big, 6'2", 185. But he's a very solid defenseman, good skater, and a really smart player. That's the thing. Maybe everyone named Elias Pettersson is a very smart player. It says our development team is excited about the opportunity to continue to work with him, continue a strong relationship, partnership, building upon his already strong desire to learn and compete. So 19 years old. I think obviously by signing him to a 3-year entry level, he will go to Abbotsford to start off. I don't think he's going to make the team as a 19 or 20-year-old, but yet another good defenseman. And I was reading an article on The Athletic about the Abbotsford Canucks, which we'll get to in a second, and they are slowly developing into a very, very good team. You have a lot of good forwards, a mixture of guys that can play for the team or have been, guys like, even though he didn't report, Di Giuseppe, Podkolzin, Hoglander. Then you have a lot of young guys that we're interested in, like Linus Karlsson, Tristan Nielsen, Arshdeep Bains, Danila Klomovic. Then you have some really good defensemen down there, Wolanin, Wu, Rathbone. That's your left side right now, so that's pretty good. And then, of course, Spencer Martin, who got the shutout, which I'll get to in a second. So once again, Elias Pettersson, the defenseman, signed to a 3-year entry-level contract. By the way, I was going to ask you guys, it's interesting. I don't know if you guys have been watching my videos for a long time. You may have noticed a very subtle shift. I would never say Elias Pettersson because I could never say that, or it didn't feel comfortable with me. But I never said Elias Pettersson. I would say Elias Pettersson. Elias, like picture the 3 letters LES. So I'm curious, when you talk about Pettersson, our all-star centerman, do you say number 1, Elias Pettersson? So Elias. Do you say number 2, Elias? So see the difference? Number 1 is Elias. Number 2 is Elias. Or did you say how I used to say it? Number 3 is Elias Pettersson. I mean, I've heard some commentators say that too. So number 1 is Elias. Number 2 is Elias. And number 3 is Elias. Let me know how you guys say it. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. Shannon, donation from Shannon. Big donation, $15. Great night at work, but so much bad news coming today. Coach Rob and I found out a friend had a heart attack. Now Carol has cancer. Carol Strong, Coach Rob and I are here for you. Awesome, Shannon. That's what this community is about. So thank you for the donation, Shannon. And sorry to hear about your friend. And yes, we continue to still cope with this news about Carol. By the way, we're real here. We're real with each other. We don't hide anything. It's been tough. Like everyone knows, a lot of people know about the death of Raymond Zawada. I talked about him a lot last week. Then popular gym teacher at Kayla's high school lost his life over the weekend, just this past weekend. So a lot of deaths, and it's really, really sad. It's a part of life. I think we have to be realistic and know that we're all going to pass from this life one day, but it's still very shocking, very jarring when you hear people close to you. So Fangirl says Elias, JS says Elias, Steve M still says Elias or Elias. No problem. And let's highlight this from Carol so we know exactly what's going on. The doctor told me today that I have cancer in my leg. They want to do an MRI, to see what kind it is, but then we have to go from there. And the only place I can go to get an MRI when they put me to sleep is Kelowna. Okay, so we know that, Carol. I know that you live in Penticton, not Kelowna. So is that a bit of an hour drive away, maybe a bit more? And yeah, we wish you luck. Carol, I'll message you over the weekend. I'll call you over the weekend. And yeah, let's hope. We don't know, right? I guess that's the testing for it. We don't know if it's benign or not. I sure hope it is. Or versus oh my gosh. I just hit a complete a wall. What's the opposite of benign? I know benign is not cancerous. Oh my gosh. I just went crazy. You guys, what's the opposite of benign? Do you say cancerous? Okay, I gotta look at that's, and I'll say this is because I think I pray for it. Cancer benign. I know. Oh, malignant. That's right. A malignant. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. And many of you guys who follow my my life as well, my personal life, we know that Gail had a cancer scare about a year and a bit ago, and that was back in February, and that's why we were praying for benign. And then yes, I couldn't think of the malignant word. Thank you guys. Thank you for that, Carol. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. You know that we're here for you, and yes, please keep us in the loop for sure. Oh man. Oh man. And thank you, Jason. Actually, Shannon. Now we're chronic myeloid leukemia, and I've had it for 4 years, and is cancer in the blood. Wow. So and Shannon, and you're fighting that every day. And then Clay, you talked about not getting enough sleep. You must try harder because new studies show a substantial risk of strokes with under 6 hours. Well, I better get moving then. Thank you, Jason, for that. I appreciate it. Let's talk about this Abbotsford Canucks win, 3-0. So this is the first playoff win in their history because last year they played against Bakersfield, who is the farm team of Edmonton, and they got swept. I don't know if you guys remember that they lost 3 games in Bakersfield. So this year they were the higher seed, so they got to host this series, this best of 3, and they started off basically just about as well as you can start it off by winning 3-0. Now the AHL website isn't the best, so we're going to kind of poke around a little bit here. Shots on goal were 30-21. It's weird seeing this compared to what we look at when the Canucks on AHL.com. 30-21. Power plays 1 for 2 for Abbotsford, 0 for 2 for Bakersfield. Bakersfield took a lot more penalty minutes. So this is what we really care about is the scoring here. Niels Hoglander, these are all obviously number ones because it's starting the playoffs. Hoglander from Sasson and Rao. And then Sasson scores, and then Rao gets a second assist and from Hoglander. So you can see the same 3 players were in on both of these goals. And then Jack Rathbone with on the power play, really nice pass from Christian Wolanin. Nice to see those guys combine. And there is your 3-0 score. Spencer Martin gets the shutout, which is really nice to see. I know we've talked a lot about on this channel about is he going to get his confidence back for next season. So that's a good start. You see Max Sasson, a goal and assist, and Niels Hoglander, a goal and assist. And you see, yeah, you'll notice that Podkolzin's not on here because he still has an injured hand. And Di Giuseppe decided not to go down to report because him and his wife, I think, just had a brand new baby. But you look at some of these names, good. Rathbone, Wu, Baines, Ratu. I forgot about Atu Ratu, Chase Waters, Keeper, Sasson, Hoglander, Klimovich, Juleson, Dowling, Nielsen, Wolanin, Carlson, Martin, Silov. So a lot of the guys that we saw a little bit this season, they got a cup of coffee with the Vancouver Canucks. And I think that is really, really good. So I have a lot of hope and a lot of faith in this team. Yeah, and Justin Dowling, he's a pretty old guy, but he's there. And, Sheldon Dries, he played most of the season in Vancouver, but he's been down in Abbotsford too. So a lot of good players there. A nice mixture of veterans and young guys. Game 2 is this Friday, also in Abbotsford. So if you're in the area, make sure you go try and check them out. So that's pretty cool. Then let's get to tonight's NHL playoff games, and I'll turn it over to you. First game ends in overtime, and the Hurricanes take a 2-0 stranglehold on the series. Although the Islanders, they say you're not behind in the series until you lose a home game. So the Islanders now, they get to go see if they can win 2 games on Long Island. But it was Jesper Fast scoring 5 minutes in. And the thing about this game is Carolina had 6 power plays, and I think New York had 0 or only 1, which is crazy. So that's an interesting thing about this game. And the other thing I noticed, a lot of these games tonight, you guys, so many penalty minutes. It was crazy. Let me see. I'm not sure if it was this game. Yeah. Okay. This is what I know. The other 2, yes. But 54 hits for the Islanders, but they didn't get a single power play. So that's that game. So Carolina is up 2-0 in that. Then we have this one. Actually, we'll just open a new tabs here. So it's just easier. So then we have Florida and Boston. Florida shocks the Bruins by beating them 6-3. And this is what I noticed about this game. Look at this. 92 penalty minutes. 30 for the Bruins. 60 for the Bruins. 32 for the Panthers, because there's a lot of penalties at the very end of the game. And then for Florida, no one gets more than 2 points. So really, really well spread out scoring. But that series is tied 1-1 going to Florida. Then Dallas versus Minnesota Wild. Heiskanen has 4 points, I think. 4 assists, yeah. Then we have a 4-point night for Rupi Hintz. And then here's another one. 92 penalty minutes between these two teams. And Dallas just kills Minnesota on the power play, going 3 for 6. So 92 penalty minutes in this game too. This one's a bit rough. And then, so that's a 1-1 series now going back to Minnesota. And then Edmonton. Edmonton gets a big, big victory, 4-2 over the Kings. Look at this. 112 hits, but only 10 penalty minutes. So this was a very intense game. A lot of hitting, obviously, but only 5 penalties, 5 power plays to show for. I'm just thinking, who had all the hits here? I follow at 6, Byfield at 6, Grunstrom at 6. Who will this? Costin 5, Draisaitl 5. Ekholm with 9 hits. Wow. So this series is also 1-1. So now you look at everything. You look at all the series, and we kind of see where everything is now. Playoffs. Here we go. So Seattle's up 1-0. They play tomorrow. Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota tied 1-1 going to Minnesota. Winnipeg looks to expand on their lead over Vegas tomorrow, and Edmonton, LA tied 1-1. Boston, Florida tied 1-1. Toronto needs to win tomorrow. Carolina's up 2-0, and then the Rangers are up 1-0. So all three of the 4 series that have gone 2 games are now tied 1-1, with Carolina being the only team to not be not splitting their games so far. So there we go, friends. A little bit of Elias Pettersson, a little bit of the Abbotsford Canucks, and a little bit of the NHL Canucks. So let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I will start it off tonight with 15 minutes of hockey and NHL questions only. So let's take care of the sponsor read first, and then we will go to all of you. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. You can visit their website and see their services at ptform.com. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next Vessi purchase. Mid-show reminder to you to donate if you want to upgrade your membership, to become a member, to gift memberships, to like the video, and most importantly, subscribe so you get my videos every day. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Give me 1 second before you start peppering me with questions. Give me a second because I got to fix my, it's annoying me. I got to fix my camera. It is very, very crooked. So start to type in your questions. That's a bit better. Let's go. Fangirl. According to Dollywall, intentions are for DP to play another year in Sweden. Ah, okay. That's good to know. Thank you. Or maybe play in Sweden and then once that season ends to come here to Abbotsford. Thank you, Fangirl. I appreciate that. I think I missed the deadline for paying to enter your playoff pool. Are you very strict? Or if I sent you an e-transfer right now, would you let me participate? If your picks are in, but you haven't paid yet, I'll take it. But if your picks aren't in, I can't take it because game 2 is already done now for the 4 series. So Patrick RV, let me know. Let me know if you've sent picks in because I have to match up picks with payment now. That's what I have to do on the weekend. Your picks are in? Okay. Yeah. Then why didn't you pay yet? Yeah. Send me the e-transfer, clayemo@shaw.ca. And then I hopefully you still have that somewhere. The form is still up, but it's not accepting responses. So I think on the form, it still tells you where to send the e-transfer. So yes, please get the money in. Otherwise, if it's not in by the time I do my audit, then I can't accept your entry. Glad to have you, GM. Am I watching any of the games tomorrow? Taylor, I feel like tomorrow is going to be a bit of a study day for me. Got to do a bit of catch up. I've studied the last couple of days. I also want to get rid of this cold once and for all. But if I do, I'm definitely interested in the Toronto-Tampa game, although that's a little bit tricky because that's the early game. So we'll see. We will see. Carol, despite her hardships, she comes through gifting a membership. So let's give Carol some love, still being very generous. And that membership goes to Brian. Welcome back, Brian. And Carol, thank you for your generosity. Do you think they're talking with Karamacki's agent for possible ELC? I have no clue. Do I think that Brock will stay with the Canucks? 50-50. I think they're going to keep Garland. I think they're going to trade Beauvillier. And I think Besser is 50-50. What's up? Nice to see you, Alphabet. Long time no see. Oh, I think this is what I get on the page of Playoff Pool. The Forum NHL is no longer accepting responses. Okay, so Patrick Alvin, you can e-transfer me the $15. Obviously, that you can't type it in like I just typed it in. I did that so the bots don't pick it up. So it's clayemo@shaw.ca, not my Canuck Clay email address. Use this one. So clayemo@shaw.ca, and that's how you can send me the money. So GM Patrick Alvin, maybe let me know in the chat. Acknowledge, please, that you got that, and that makes sense to you. All right. In terms of Elias Pettersson, we can just call the superstar Pettersson. We can call the superstar Pettersson PD, like usual, and the defenseman can call him just Elias or Elias. Yes, I've also heard of DPD or RePD or Pete D, which doesn't sound right. So yeah, we'll see what happens once he actually gets on the main roster. So we don't have to worry about it for maybe a couple more years still. Bless you, brother, as well. You're welcome. Fillmore Wax. I had a chance to see Fillmore Wax for the second straight day, but I did not check my phone. He was in the same location as me, but we did not see each other, which is my church, which is too bad. Sorry about that, Fillmore. Let me know if you ever get back down to Richmond. But you saw the Fillmore review, and you were at the game tonight, right? Tell us about the game. Tell us about the crowd, Fillmore, if you were there. With Hoglander getting 2 assists today and Rathbone scoring a goal, how much longer do you think? I think Hoglander is going to make the team next year because basically he's run out of up and down. He's basically not waiver eligible starting next season. So I have a feeling he's going to make the team next year out of training camp and stick. With Rathbone, I still think it's going to be iffy. You already got Hughes, you got OEL, and then who knows what side Bear's going to play if he resigns. Is Dermott going to come back? Likely not. You have Hirose. But Rathbone should be in a battle for that third spot. Will Landon as well, for sure. Beastly uses his membership message. I love it here. Please keep these up, even though there's no Canucks hockey right now. Well, I appreciate that. I'm going to be in May. I want to work on some other things, including this channel, but some other things as well. So I am going to be dropping down to 2 or 3 streams a week starting next week. Not all 5, but I haven't decided for sure, but I appreciate that. Oh, I was supposed to show this one when I was reading that. Do I think Rathbone has a good chance at making the Vancouver lineup? I think that's going to be very, very close, Fangirl, because of all those guys I just mentioned. There's going to be a big battle for that third spot behind Hughes and Oyel. Excuse me. Brian thinks that they should keep Beauvillier. That's fair. You could go in the closet and make the e-transfer with Alvin. Yeah, pay me, Patrick Alvin. I'm with Van Seed and my bank is super annoying, so you most likely receive it at 3 a.m. No, that's fine. It's funny, when I receive e-transfers for tickets, some banks are automatic. I get it that second, and other times it takes up to half an hour. I haven't heard one that takes 4 hours, but we'll see what happens. Yes, we talked about that earlier, Gurpreet, that we have a second Elias Pettersson. Bovenlander is very streaky. Yes, Jonathan, I talked about that earlier as well. Go Oilers and Jets. Is it realistic that you think DPD will spend a couple of years? At least one, for sure. I do. BCBC hype, yes. What's your new schedule? I'm going to keep Sunday for sure, because that's like my go-to. And then, technically, next Wednesday is going to be a members-only stream, but I haven't decided if I do the members-only stream. The last 2 months, I've been doing it at 10 and then doing a regular stream at 11, which probably what I'll do. So it's a double duty. Yeah, if I do 2 days a week, I'm going to go Sunday, Wednesday. If I do 3 days a week, I might go Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, because I still have Canucks After Dark on the Monday. I'm still not sure yet. I think I might kind of predict my week at the start of the week and then decide. But I was going to think about it this weekend for sure. For sure. I think Podkolzin's a given, and I think Hoglander if he has a strong camp. So I think they just need to have good summers, like many players will want to, and have a really good camp. 2 to 3 is better than no streams. Oh, thank you, BCBC. You were in Stevenson all day. What were you doing, Alphabet? Florida beat Boston today to tie that series at 1, and they played a pretty impressive game. I think there's a small possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen. Do I see Kuzmenko as a trade asset? No, I think he had a really good season. I'm not sure how big his trade value, though, is, because if I'm a GM trading for him, I want to see more of it. So I think the Canucks, I think they're going to keep him for the next 2 years. Oh, after that, gotcha. So Fillmore was at the game. I bought some toques. Cashier is named Elias. I said he's the third since the other EP was signed. He jokingly said he did not make the team. Oh, that's pretty good. It sounds like that guy's got a good sense of humor. I like that. Are we going to go back to the 5-day stream next season? I hope so. That's the plan, but we'll see how my work, my school, my bowling, my church duties take me. But I thought it was a pretty success. I wouldn't say experiment. I've done 140 shows now or whatever. So I think it was pretty good. It takes a lot out of me. Admittedly, I'm not looking for sympathy or anything, but it's a lot. But I choose to do 11 o'clock. It seems to be a really good time. Would I get more viewers if it was earlier? I'm not sure, because 11 o'clock gets me home from everything that I like to do on weeknights. It also, I'm sure I lose a lot of potential viewers from back east, maybe. But if my bread and butter is Vancouver and Lower Mainland and BC, I wanted to kind of have the old consistency, like Sports Page or Sportsnet Connected or whatever. So we'll see. Cinderella team is the Kraken. 2 and then 3. Taylor, that good suggestion. It gets a little confusing though. I'd rather it be consistent. Oh, you just watched Game 7 Nucks versus Boston. Why would you do that, William? So Fangirl suggesting Sunday and Wednesday. Thank you. I think cut back by 4 streams while the playoffs are still going. Oh, Jay, well, that's barely anything then. Yes, the Jets won 5-1. Ottinger, Demko, great question. I think Ottinger might actually be even better. But I think Demko's very, very good. Don't get me wrong. Oh, nice. Very good. Was I shocked at the Panthers' comeback versus Bruins? Yeah, they had 4 goals in the third period. That was surprising and disappointed that Oilers won. Coach Rob likes 11 p.m. Did you watch that horrible mess of a game between... I had it on when I was bowling. Yeah, Gurpreet, not going to get into... I don't think you can complain about the officiating, the 7-3 loss, to be honest. What do you predict our record to be after the first 15 games? It really depends on who our opponents are, but I'm going to go 8-6-1. No. 7-6-2. 7-6-2. Mark it down. 7-6-2. Yes, JS, I understand what you said. You were saying while the playoffs are going on, still do 4 streams and then cut back after that. So that's what I mean. I still think that's a lot. That's barely a change. But I appreciate that feedback for sure. I know you love the Oilers, Shannon. Are the Leafs going to choke again? We'll see. Will Martin be ready for NHL action? I hope so. He had a really good end of the season in Abbotsford, and obviously he's on his game today. He had a shutout, so I You guys know how much I like Spencer Martin. I really want him to get his confidence back. I do not think McDavid will eclipse Gretzky, especially if he doesn't win any Stanley Cups. But he'll be a top 7, top 5 player by the time his career is done, for sure. For sure. Good question, Peter. Let's do 2 more minutes of Canucks and hockey-related questions. Dallas and Minnesota has been crazy. Yeah, on paper, that looked like to be the most boring series, but the first one goes into double overtime, and the second one was a 7-3 tonight. What similarities do you see between Henrik and Petey in terms of skill set mentality? I think I answered this question. Oh, no, the question was between Petey and Naslund, but same thing. Obviously, aside from being Swedish, very, very good hockey IQ. Given that these two guys are both centers, they're really good controlling the puck, good stick handlers, excellent passers. They're both not the best skaters. Henrik was never that fast, and Petey's kind of clunky when he skates. But I think Petey has even more of a killer instinct. But the way they think the game, to me, sets them apart. Do I think McDavid is underperforming? Well, I think the Kings are trying really hard to shut him down, and I saw McDavid have some bursts tonight for sure. Sign Delia or get another veteran goalie. I wouldn't mind trying someone else. Yes, Rupi Hintz has been great, Justin. Good job. Goalfest, indeed. Indeed. Last 2 comments, and then we'll move to Ask Me Anything. Edmund says, Petey got 100 points right away. Took Twins a while to get 100. That's true. Petey had 102 on a non-playoff team. How many regular season points do you see him getting on a Canuck team that makes playoffs? I think he'll get to between 105 and 110. He could, because that's what a lot of the top scorers got this year. And last question, thoughts on Miller, especially after Horvat traded. If he gets anywhere between 80 and 90 points, I'm happy. And I want JT Miller to be better on both ends of the ice. But overall, I was happy with what I saw from him. Yep, there's a lot to talk about the playoffs. I don't disagree with you, Jay, for sure. Not another Holtby or Halak. I agree with there's no money for that. I don't think the Canucks break 100 points next season. Oh, hat trick, shorty, power play, unit strength. Nice. Okay, friends, let's move to Ask Me Anything. So respectfully, no more hockey related or no more Canucks playoffs or hockey related questions. And we'll just do 5 or 6 minutes of this, and then I'll wrap up in about, at around 22, between 20 and 1:45. Fangirl, the drive from Richmond or Vancouver to California is 19 hours. So Northern California, it's only like 12 or 13 hours. But then Southern California, where Disneyland is 19 hours. So we would always go 7 hours to Oregon, 7 hours to Northern California, and then 5 hours to Southern California. So we would do it in over 3 days, 2 nights, 19 hours. Yeah, Edmund, you ready for my Cantonese? Gamya hotinhe. That I said today was beautiful weather. I barely know anything. And I see ongi jik no. Oh, I used to know how to say I like your eyeglasses. Jongi Lego Angang. Is that right, Edmund? So tell me if those are right. Gamya hotine and Jongi Lego Angang. Trish Stratus not that great at promos. Why is that the case? Peter, I watched that one. She just stumbles on her words a lot. And she doesn't come across, I don't know, she just doesn't come across as that confident. I think she, especially in that heel promo, she tried to sound confident, but there's still a bit of wavering in her voice, and she does sometimes mispronounce a few words. That's my opinion. Peter, do you agree with me, or do you disagree with me? Let me know. Clay, do whatever is best for you. Thank you. Still got to figure that out, Carol. In bowling, how many use the two-handed method? Is it very common? It's becoming more common because you see a lot of the top pros are two-handers. It's certainly not the majority. It's still a minority, but especially among youth bowling, you see it a lot more because it just looks cooler than the traditional one-handed bowler. Great question. What would you eat as a late night meal or snack? Because I'm really hungry. What would I eat, or what should you eat? If it's me, this isn't good for the weight loss. I usually drink a Pepsi before I go to bed, which is really stupid. For a late night snack, if it's something I have in my house, sometimes I'll have a bit of chips. Sometimes I might make a quick like ham and cheese sandwich. If we're talking an actual snack though, not just like a one cookie here or there. Would I ever live in Toronto? It depends. It depends what type of work and ministry opportunities are out there. What is the next movie you'd like to see in theaters or streams? I don't know. I don't know a lot about movies. I guess they're not going to do a sequel to Shawshank Redemption. So I'm not a big movie guy, Edmund. I just kind of watch them as they come out. Did I have sushi today? No, I did not have sushi today. What did I eat for lunch today? No, it wasn't sushi. Is Bunting the next Kadri? Are you saying in the way he's kind of dirty? You know, was Bunting a dirty player before that hit yesterday? I don't know. So I'd say no, but maybe not. Close. I'm not fluent in Cantonese. Okay, well then why are you asking me that? I'm just kidding. Oh, Justin, you got me. I didn't even blink twice. Any plans to sightsee in Peru? Yes. We got to book our flights though. We're tracking flights right now. It's still pretty darn expensive. But I would love to do some sightseeing, especially if it's safe to do so. Would you wager a hot dog in an arm? If all I could lose was a hot dog, sure, why not? WWE, sometimes they have a hard time making someone a heel or face. None of the creative writing team. More of the creative writing team. Yes. I agree, to be honest. I sense the cringiness, and even the kick to Becky wasn't strong. Yeah, it wasn't that good. Mandarin Cantonese are two different types of Chinese language. Yes. Pepsi people, yes, I know. That's very bad. I've had balut once. Balut is duck embryo. Duck embryo. It's not great. Hey, Taylor. Bautista returned in 2014. It was unfortunate timing due to Daniel Bryan breaking out. Yeah, sometimes those things just catch wind and go. You met Bunting's uncle my laneway. Okay, all right. I have never stayed in Kamloops, so I don't know. And I don't know if I'd move there. Gail especially is more of a big city person. Mario movie is great. Thank you. Thank you for that recommendation. A place I would never live. I don't see myself living in the prairies just because of the cold winters. I like visiting places like Winnipeg and Saskatchewan. I don't know if I could live there. Peru is in July. Some movies that are coming out. Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, I'll watch that. Fast X. I don't care. And yes, I've seen the ads for Renfield. Nicolas Cage is Dracula, and that does not interest me at all. Pedigree or Tombstone? To take? I'd rather take a pedigree. Point Roberts, not since before the pandemic, but I probably will go there soon because I ordered something and I use one of those U.S. shipping address places. Okay, it's Canucks hockey related, but it's kind of interesting. I was shooting pucks. He said I'm Bunting's uncle. He was wearing a Toronto jersey, so I believe him. I don't know someone who would false claim that. That's true. That's true. Favorite city to visit in the Lower Mainland? Ooh, that's a good question. In the Lower Mainland, I have a lot of friends in Surrey, but I don't like driving there. It's so busy. White Rock's pretty. North Shore's pretty. North Van. Can we acknowledge the tribal emo chief Clay? We acknowledge you. CCC. Acknowledge me. No, that was really bad. Trish as heel is awesome. Good character. Hope Becky kicks her butt. Downtown Vancouver is a zoo. I'll stay in Tsawwassen. That's fair. I do like Tsawwassen Mills. Bailey is cringy as a heel or face. Also, just cringe anytime. All right, 2 more minutes, you guys. And no more wrestling questions either. I'm just kidding. Have I been to Black and Blue? No, I have not. And yes, I do know that it is quite expensive. Thank you for the warning. Black and Blue. I've heard it is indeed very good. Any last questions, you guys? No, Patrick Alvin will not acknowledge Roman. He hasn't watched wrestling yet because he's been too busy in my closet. Is that close to Costa Rica? I have no clue how close Peru is to Costa Rica. It sounds like it might be, but I don't know. And yes, Lucas mentioned the Oakland Athletics and the Las Vegas. Yeah, that athletics franchise is a joke right now. That'll be interesting to see what happens. Clay, is there a channel named Angel, and on the channel it's got Chosen. It's about Jesus ministry. Very enlightening. Yeah, if you're talking about the Chosen series, I haven't watched every episode, but I have watched some of it, and it is excellent. LA or Hawaii? I like Hawaii. I like Hawaii. Favorite fast food restaurant? I like Japadog, if that considers fast food. And then I'm pretty old school. I do like McDonald's still. You talk very loudly in your sleep. I could barely sleep. What's one landmark in Peru? It's a place called Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu. And what it is, it's basically what's called a citadel. And it's high up in the mountains, stone walls. So Machu Picchu is a big landmark in Peru. I've not been to Gotham either, so I haven't been to any of these fancy places. I acknowledge you, CCC. Where do I want to go for vacation one day? Well, I want to take Gail to Rome in 2025 for our 25th anniversary. We were supposed to do it in 2020, but COVID happened. So that's one place I do want to go. We'd also love to check out Paris as well. Maybe on a different trip, though. Maybe on a different trip. Last question. Are your kids religious? Yes. Right now, they all still go to church. They're all involved in youth ministry and religious education. None of them go to, and they're leaders. They're all leaders in the church ministry as well. Would I be upset if they decided not to be? Is upset the word? I think I'd want to know why, and I want to be loving and an understanding and a merciful father, but I would want to know why, especially because we've been going to church all our lives. But it's not proper to force them on anything. So thankfully, they've stayed steadfast in their faith to this point. And this, I don't know what this means. Have you ever got a ring dinger from your chiropractor? But remember this for my bad joke in about 2 minutes. And thank you, Shannon. Have a great night, and say bye to Charlie as well. CCC, Charlie Crew Cat. Thanks everyone for being here. Moderators, thank you for doing what you need to do. Legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you for your support as always. And thank you to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching tonight. Always appreciate you. Never take you for granted. Lucas and Shannon, thank you for the donations. Carol for gifting a membership tonight that went to Brian. I appreciate you as well. And if you any new subscribers in here, thanks to you. On your way out, you can subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, or gift a membership. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And thank you to our sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate and Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. I'll be back tomorrow night, same time, same channel, 11 p.m. And we'll wrap up the other 4 Game 2s of the NHL. And then, by the way, if you entered my playoff pool, there's like 65 people in it. So it's my biggest one ever. So I'm really excited. So I'm going to spend some time on the weekend summarizing everyone's entries. Jason says, can we have a funny joke for a change? Well, that's up to you. I think you just got to open your mind to possibilities of how funny these jokes really are. Carol, thank you for sharing. We will continue to pray for you, and I'll give you a call over the weekend. Make sure you are doing okay. And thanks for sticking with us tonight, and stay strong for sure. And God bless you, and God bless everyone here. Okay, friends, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And speaking of chiropractors, do you know what a chiropractor's favorite genre of music is? Hip hop. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.